Okay, so just a couple of housekeeping announcements before we start. I haven't been feeling well for the past couple of days, so I'm going to just be on my emergency and drinking water throughout this performance. Dad! So I think my other microphone is like dying or dead, so I'm just going to old school TikTok this and use old school headphones. Just using what we can, okay? Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm a professional musical theater actor. Kind of, I think. Hello. My name is Sarah. I'm a professional musical theater actor recovering from burnout. There we go. That's more accurate. So obviously, if you read the title of this video, we're going to be talking about our body image when it comes to being a dancer, or in the eyes of a dancer, or in the dance community, in the dance world. Things of that nature. It seems like anybody who's ever danced or been a dancer or been in the industry of entertainment ever or in the performing arts has dealt with this. Whether you're in or out of the industry itself, like if you ever taken a dance class or if you ever just watched a dancer, you automatically are like comparing yourself. This video idea came to me because I was watching my dance team's performance at competition last week. I have a vlog of that somewhere. But there's this constant battle with me, right, as a dancer when it comes to performing or just dancing or watching myself on stage or on screen or something like that. I understand that this is a very, very dangerous line for me to be walking at the moment, but I'm just gonna say this. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak on my own experiences, the way I've perceived myself, and the way that I have just gone through my whole dance career. Other people may perceive themselves as not good enough to be a dancer, meaning you're too tall or too short or too slim or not slim enough or like any of those things. I've never had those kinds of mentalities, whether it be like too tall or too short or something like that. The only one that I can speak on is being a little bit bigger than most people, just because that's what I've dealt with pretty much my whole life. So that's all I can really speak on. If there's any other concerns, I would highly recommend looking at other people's videos or doing research on another person's journey and experience, but unfortunately that is not my journey and that's not what I'll be speaking on today. I also want to say that I'm not better than somebody else or somebody else isn't better than me. I'm not saying that either one is worse or anything like that. It's just different. This is just my different perspective. Okay, so that's before I get cancelled or anything like that. Cancelled before I'm even famous. Rip. Gosh, I'm even self-conscious right now. This sucks. So my physique and weight has fluctuated pretty much my entire dance career. I started in musical theater when I was a youngster at like 9 years old. I looked very different then. I started taking hip-hop classes sophomore year of high school and I looked different at that time in my life as well. And then I took dance a lot more seriously when I got into college, so that looked very different for me physically. I was studying dance. I was in weekly rehearsals for like 6 hours, and then I would go into like musical rehearsals and things like that. But I was also a full-time student and a part-time employee, and my body reflected that for what that looked like for me at that time. I graduated during the pandemic, so I started working out every day and taking dance classes online just to keep that up. And then a couple of years later, I became a professional musical theater actor and started training my body differently based on that, because when I was doing that, that's all I was doing is just performing and training my body and my whole vessel for that. And now I'm in a different place in my life where I am just working a 9 to 5 or in between jobs. I take classes in a studio and I'm on a dance team. And that all of that looks very different from each other. But throughout my whole dance career, I've noticed that for me, it's so easy to compare myself to either the choreographer or the instructor or other people in the class. And even now, it's so easy to compare ourselves to, like I said before, people we see online, like professional dancers or even not professional dancers. And something that I learned from a friend of mine when we were in a rehearsal for something, I don't remember if it was a dance concert or a musical, but he mentioned, because he's a lot taller than me, I believe he's like in the 6 feet area. The thing that he wanted to start working on in that rehearsal process is being able to dance to his full height and for his full length. Because up until then, he's always had this mentality that because I'm taller than everybody, I need to minimize my movement so that I can look uniform. And since he said that, that has kind of shifted my mentality and my perspective on how my body would move in comparison to somebody else. Movements are going to look different on you than they will on somebody else, because not everybody is the same body. I like learning from different choreographers and different instructors, and some of them are taller than me, some of them are not as tall as me, some of them have smaller chests or don't have like a very prominent chest, and that's something that I know I need to accommodate for. It's a blessing and a curse. Especially in a dance class, the whole point of that is to learn how to adapt their movement that looks different on them onto yourself, and not judge yourself for not looking exactly the same way, because you're never going to look like that. Skill is different, because I feel like skill that you can adapt to and that you can change and progress on, whereas there's some things you can't control, so don't try to control that or beat yourself up because you can't control it. And that's difficult in dance, right? Because the whole point is that you're showing off your body. It's a performance art, so you're showing off and using your body as the art that you're performing. But at the same time, you have to remember that it is an art, and part of art is your soul and your emotions and your feelings and your experiences. You bring something different to movement and to a piece or to a role based on more than just your physical appearance. And art is subjective. We all know that. So whatever about what they think, it just depends on you and your own growth and your own progress and how authentically you feel like you've brought yourself to whatever it is that you're doing. So in light of what I said earlier about your skills being the thing that you can change, with that, you also have a responsibility to yourself to allow yourself that room to grow. Just know that your physical body and your mentality and the way that you view things will change over time. The challenge is giving yourself permission to go on that journey, to say, yes, we can do this, but also, and this is one that I'm telling myself to do too, because this is kind of the whole reason why I'm doing this video, it is on you to really enjoy that process as it comes. And sometimes if you can't enjoy it, just embrace it. Embracing it is at least something. You know what I mean? There are some days where I really like how much I've progressed and I'm really proud of myself. There are other days where like my brain just isn't functioning and it's not braining. I can still find gratitude in just being able to move, being able to dance, being able to be in a class or be at a performance or be on set or something. I love and embrace the whole journey that got me to where I am now. The reason why I say it's a challenge is because this is a never-ending process. Like this whole thing, the mentality that you have to embrace and enjoy this whole process is not gonna be over ever. Like I said, it's a day-to-day thing. There's one day where I'm really loving it and there's another day where I'm like, I'm not good. And that's just the reality of a lot of things, is it not? So you know how they say to just be kind to everyone because you don't know what they're going through in their life and they might be having a really difficult time or it just might be a bad day or whatever it is. Just be kind to people because it's free 99. I wrote this down, so I want to get this right. Hold on. Just like you should not judge someone else because you don't know their life, you should not judge yourself just because you know yours. My pen fell! It's that good! That came from the noggin, y'all. Yeah, you know your own life, so you should be the most understanding to yourself. Is that not big brain energy? Yes, you can be unhappy with the way that you do certain things or the way you look doing certain things, but at the same time, that's up to you to change that. It's not anybody else. Progress looks different on everybody, and it's gonna go at its own pace, so you can't push it, but you just have to embrace it and keep growing with it. That's how change is made. Oh gosh, so I know we've all heard this. Every dancer ever has heard this, probably at some point in their lives, right? Everybody is a dancer's body. But like as cheesy and cliche as that is, it's a cheesy and cliche phrase because it's true. We all have different abilities based on what we bring to the table, just the way that we are. Some people have more of an ability than others, or some people have more of an ability than others based on their access to things or, whatever it may be. That's beside the point. As long as you are able to move at all, you have the ability to dance. Therefore, you are a dancer. You're just at a different place than other people. Than most people, than everybody, actually. No one else is in the same place as you because your journey is different from somebody else. Also, this is something I learned in college, but stillness is movement. That's huge. Like I said, I'm recovering from burnout, and stillness is movement, and that's really big for me. The cool thing I think about the dance community right now is that we are embracing diversity and inclusivity based on the effort that's put in there. Like, as long as you're in class and you're showing up and you're putting the work in and you're at least trying, we love that. We cheer you on the sidelines with that. We'll hype you up in the comments of your Instagram post. I've become the chosen from Smosh. So just know that as long as you keep showing up and you keep going and you keep putting the work in, that you have this really solid community behind you rooting for you. So those are my thoughts and personal just opinions on dance as a dancer who is not your typical looking dancer out there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this topic. I would love to hear your stories as well. Also, if somebody has a different experience than I do, I would love to hear your thoughts and embrace your journey with you. Positive comments, please. Only positive comments. Thank you. But that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Happy Thanksgiving week for all you Americans. We're still grateful. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. So all I wanna do is think about what you think about.